much for joining us on this Saturday. As above, so below. We're talking about Saturnian energy, or some of you guys Saturn energy. And I want to say to each and every one of you guys, thank you for being such a part of my platform, and also the comments and the shares and the likes. And when I tell you guys, I appreciate the continual focus of what we're doing on this platform, and hoping that we help our brothers and sisters all around the globe when it comes down to whether they're in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo. How realizing that when you start really understanding energy, you can actually perfect the particular craft or the particular tradition that you operate in, and you start respecting spiritual laws. A lot of times I think that when people get into the ATRs, that they feel that they can recreate the universe, and they cannot. It is established, it is a vibration, it's a frequency, and it is there in order to be able to manifest for those that are on this earth plane. Hello to Latadra, my Taurus, in the house. Then we got Monique Fo Cancer. We got Mama Susan. Thank you so much for being with us. Gemini back to back. And then we got Karen O'Brien. That bam, bam, bam. All right there. Thank you so much, guys, for looking out for these lives. And hopefully the things that we're sharing on here is actually helping you develop your own spiritual reality and the relationship you desire, whether it would be with the Loas, whether it be with the Inkisi or the Impungos, or whether it be with your ancestors or archangels. What's up there, Sheena Carter? All right, from California. Is that my Natasha? Yes, Aquarius energy in North Carolina. Thank you so much for being with us. There's your day of power. I'm going to be talking about this energy on today. Once again, we want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys, especially those that hit those like buttons, the shares, the comments, all of this, all of the participation on these lives actually help further the opportunity for other people to come in. What's up there, Minister Mario, son of Ochosi, Brazo Forte, and then we got Chastity Leo. What's up? Whoop whoop. This is something that I want to talk about because I feel like people underestimate Saturnian energy, and especially if you are a Capricorn, especially if you're an Aquarius. This is an energy that many of you guys see as it is a negative energy, but it's not a negative power. I'm gonna explain what I'm saying. Every time you deal with energy, do not forget, sir. Thank you so much, my Keish, my Scorpio. Do not forget that it takes positive and negative. We live in a place of what is called universally duality. So there must be an equal opposite of whatever exists on this plane. Okay. So when it comes down to charging a battery, it must have a positive and a negative. Okay. You have to have a light side and a dark side. The more, and that what we call yin and yang means balance. When a person understands their energy on both aspects of the light side as well as the dark side, has nothing to do with good or evil. It is just energy, and understanding that energy, you start to benefit. I want to talk about something. First of all, I want to say to my Madrina and to my Padrino, hello to each and every one of you guys, my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, whether you are Obia, whether you're a Mystic, whether you're Ajay, whether you are Eastern Star or Mason. This is the platform for you, because most of us are in some form of church, whether it's Catholicism, Christianity, Islam. Hey, it is what it be. But guess what? Universally, it affects us all, because we all got spirit and soul. Some of us. What's up there, Tree Rhonda? My Aries in the house. So these are the reasons why I take out my time to share this information, especially if you want to work with this particular energy. And, well, let me say, I'm going to turn that around. Let me say, first of all, hello to Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Now, I said something incorrect. I said if you want to work. First of all, you have to work with Saturn energy because you're down here on the earth plane. Saturn, this is, when you see a lot of the entertainers with the goat and all of these type of ceremonies, the reason why they're acknowledging no matter what their tradition is, because Saturn rules this earth plane, okay? It is the physical aspect of your physical body. Your dark matter, all of that is Saturnian energy, okay? Our body is made of coal, which is the black star, which is Saturn. So our physical body is ruled by Saturn. So in order to manifest on this plane, you must have an earth suit. And if a spirit wants to come down, it needs something physical, which is still Saturnian energy, in order to manifest. And it's heavy enough to bring that divine energy or extraterrestrial energy down to this plane. A lot of you guys, because you don't understand how the universe is set up and energy flows, you don't realize how far your soul, your spirit has to travel to actually get to this earth plane, and how strong it has to be to dwell on this earth plane. So just to get to this earth plane in itself is a great feat for all of our souls. The second thing is to be able to manifest and to walk in our destinies on this earth plane through this earth suit. This is why Paul kind of said that we have wars in our members, like the earth body is different from the spiritual body, okay? Because of the earth plane being more physical, more fleshly, embodying the physicality, focus on physical attributes. This is why a lot of times we struggle in spirituality, because this earth suit wants us to focus on what? Physical things. It's just that simple. Energy, frequency, vibration. If you overcomplicate it, you're going to get confused. And you don't respect it, you're going to get hurt. Okay? So I want to talk about something that when it comes down to resource, I'm using the word money. I said money magic with Saturn energy. Really, I'm talking about resources, because anybody that understands Saturn, understands Capricorn, understands Aquarius, it's all about resources. Capricorn is about I use. It's normally portrayed in a negative way that Capricorns use people. But Capricorn energy is about resources. How do I get what I'm trying to accomplish? What I need in order to accomplish what I need? And when you're trying to do money magic or manifest resources for yourself, you got to respect and understand Saturn energy, okay? And let me explain something to y'all, because I said this, so I didn't forget. Saturn is a serious energy. It is not a playful energy like Jupiter. It's not about luck. It's about work. It's about hard work, achievements. That's what it's about. So when we come down here, we talking why it's so hard. This is why they call it the hell realm, because of Saturn. That's why they label Saturn as Satan. That's where you come up with the term Satan, actually out of Saturn, because Saturn don't play. When we in our Saturn return, Saturn get the butter from the duck. Saturn is not going to promote you if you did not pass the test. All right. What's up there, Nancy Smith, Aries from Phoenix? Now, no matter what your zodiac sign, you are affected by this. No matter what your particular belief, you are affected by this. No matter what your level of economics or where you are in this spiritual journey, you still affected by Saturn energy. We all are. Okay. It just so happens to be in my North Star. Now, I want to talk about this money magic working with Saturn energy. I'm going to be coming from Matthew, the 25th chapter, 14 through 15. Y'all get the point why I'm utilizing this. Now, I want to help a lot of us financially, resourcefully. But in order to do that, you got to know what you're dealing with. And a lot of times when it comes to resources, we don't understand who's giving us those resources, which is Saturn. Some people say Satan, but it is Saturn that gives out resources. That is the jurisdiction of Saturn in this earth realm. So that's why you see Beyonce or whoever of these other stars, they go that direction, because in order to gain status and resources in this particular realm, you have to go through the door of Saturn, or you're going to get shut down. It's just that simple. That's the goal. That's why a lot of times people that are born up under this sign, they feel like they have a hard way. I ain't going to take that back. They do have a harder way to go, because Saturn, like a Chosi, they don't play about their own children. And so they're very strong demands on them to perfect themselves. And so therefore, they come with a heavy burden on them as well, because of the element of metal called lead. Now, let me explain this to you. Matthew 25, 14 through 15. So all of you that are slow, as long as you got flesh on your body, that's Saturn. So I don't want to lose nobody. I don't care if you just started or you've been doing this for a long time. Now, 14 says this: for the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling in a far country, who called on his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. Now, this is the concept. The reason why I want to use this concept in the Bible, because Saturn is the businessman or businesswoman, okay? And Saturn is about his goods or her goods, her resources. And they delegate those resources to people in order for them people to manifest with those resources. This is why when you get endowed with power from on high, basically out of Saturn, when you don't utilize and you don't do what you're supposed to do with your gift, your talent, or your resources, that's why the Bible say much is given, much is required. Saturn. When they say he that knoweth good and doeth it not shall be whipped with many stripes, Saturn. That's where all of that concept come from. When you think about when you don't do right, who whooping your ass is really Saturn. Saturn is the father. Natasha, okay, got you, sweet. Natasha, reading. Aquarius, reading. Now, it goes on to say, and unto one he gave 5 talents, to another he gave 2, and to another he gave 1. To every man according to his several abilities, and straightway took his journey. Now, why is this important when it comes down to magic and resources? This is showing you in this that God Father, which is Saturn is the Father in this concept and authority, God never gives you more than what you can handle. The reason why the expectation is there is because this businessman or business energy or businesswoman that gave you these abilities, they knew what they gave you and why they gave. Because it says he gives according to your several abilities. So none of us have more or less than what we need in order to function on this plane. So all of people that walk around and say, oh, I don't have what such and such. You don't have to have what I got. You don't have to have what the other one have. What you need to understand is whatever it is that has been your assignment, you got more than enough. You got more than enough. God, Father never puts us down on this earth plane without what we need. So I don't care who you were born through, who was your mother, who was your father, who's your family. That has nothing to do with your capabilities. Okay? I hope this is very clear. Universally. Whether you start down in hoodoo, Ifa, voodoo, Santeria, it is within your resources to do whatever it has been mandated on your life, whether you recognize it or not. And it says, now, I also wrote down here, so I forget. First of all, let me explain. Saturn is the color of black. Black is the womb of the woman, a place of birthing where resources come from. So that's why we call Gaia or Mother Earth what we call her. But Saturn is that same concept. That's why we use the color black. If you want to ripen something, if you want something to mature, you put it in a dark space. This is why this planet is called the black planet. It represents the birthing energy of a woman. And that's why it is a negative energy. It is a chaos energy. It's just like the woman. But it rules this planet or this earth plane. And when you're trying to manifest resources, you got to understand you have to respect what you have been given. I'm going to show you right here in the scripture. I'm going to go down here. It says, I'm going to start at 18. But he that had 1 talent went and digged into the earth, went back to mother, and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoned with them. Now, also with Saturn. Saturn going to give you enough time to get that stuff together. One thing that people don't want to realize and respect is that nothing that you're doing magically, all the seasons are the same. All the cycles are the same. The thing about it, Saturn also rules over time. This is why when you practice in magic, don't matter what your tradition is, if you're not respecting these universal laws and you trying to find other way, that's why it's hard for you, because Saturn don't play that. He stayed away for a considerable amount of time, giving them enough time to do what was in their capability. So for anybody, no matter who you are, what you're saying, I didn't have time to do what I was called to do or chosen to do, is a lie, certain man. Because Saturn rules over time. That's why we call him Father Time. And that day of reckoning, which means the return of Saturn, the return of Christ. Remember, Christ, the second coming of Christ, the second return of Christ has a lot to do with judgment, the day of reckoning. When Saturn returns in your chart, and you ain't did what you're supposed to do, Now you kind of get to understand when it comes to magic why this is important. Okay. It goes on to say in verse 20, and it says, and so he that had received 5 came and brought other 5, saying, Lord, thou hast delivered unto me 5 talents. You invested 5 in me. Okay. Now I am returning, and have gained 5 talents. Behold, I gained beside them 5 more. So he said, verse 21, and his Lord, which is Saturn, said unto him, well done, thy good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful of few things, and I will make you the ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of the Lord. So Saturn is, this planet is a rewarder of them that diligently seek. There is a reward when you produce in Saturn. Not only are you going to get the 10, but you're going to get that additional. Saturn is not like Jupiter. It's not going to bless you in spite of. That ain't how Saturn operates. You do what you're supposed to do. You bring a harvest, you're going to get rewarded. Jupiter causes things to fall in luck and give you opportunity. That ain't energy. If you're working with Saturn energy, I need you to get this. Now, it says, verse 22, he also that had 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou delivered to me 2 talents, and behold, I have gained 2 other talents besides them. Now, he did not gain what the one with 5 did, but guess what happened? I'm going to show you. He said, verse 23, and his Lord said unto him, well done. So all this idea that Saturn, she want to read it for her daughter as well, Elena Gemini. Now let me explain it to y'all like this. A part of spiritual growth is understanding there's not some deity out there or spirits out there that want to see you fail. They know your capabilities. They know what you can achieve from what you can achieve. And they're never going to ask more or require more of you than you have the capability. Because you have not developed yourself has nothing to do with your actual capability. Because you did not renew your mind has nothing to do with your capability. Because you have not committed your way unto the Lord, that he may direct your path, has nothing to do with your capability. Because you choose to hang around people that don't want much out of this thing called life, that has nothing to do with your capability. The choices and the circumstances has nothing to do with your capability. They know what they gave us. Okay? Y'all heard I said they. Okay, now, here is his response to the one with 2. Well done, thy good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over few things, and I will make thee ruler over many things. Entering thou unto the joy of thy God. Now, the reason why I want to bring clarity to this on today is because notice he said the same thing to the one that had 5. Maybe the one that had 2 or 1 said, you know what? He gave him more. But the Lord said, I gave all y'all a few. He's making the same comment to the one that he gave 5. He making it to the one that gave 2. So God know what he gave you. But he also knew your capacity to increase, because you were created in his image and after his likeness. Okay? Don't forget that no matter what you practice. Okay? Then it goes on in verse 24. It says, then he said which had received 1 came and said, Lord, I knew that thou art a hard man. Hey, go Capricorn. See, one thing you don't. Keish want to read it too. Got you, baby. I got to talk to all of y'all. I got to get y'all to get a good understanding with this. When you dealing with Capricorn, when you dealing with a Capricorn, you dealing with Aquarius, when you dealing with Saturn energy, you cannot come with the tomfoolery. If you think you gonna outsmart the fox, you, sir or ma'am, are sadly. One thing, and I know some of y'all still gonna do it no matter what I say, but I'm explaining you why it get even harder for you. Here comes the other one that he gave 1. And now he wants to address the Lord by saying, I know you are a hard man. Listen to what he's telling him. Reaping where thou have not sown. Gathering where thou have not strove. Verse 25. Now he want to talk about, and I was afraid. Remember, Saturn also rules over fear or phobia. Now you talking about how hard I work. Now Basically, you telling me I was asking something out of you that it wasn't possible. But everybody else was able to do what I asked them to do. And now you saying you are afraid. So you did what? It said, and went and hid thy talent, your money. I know you work hard for your money, so I went and hid it. I didn't do nothing with it, God. I didn't trust your disciples. I didn't, you know what, Ola Damari. I didn't trust the people that claim to be crowned by Arisha. I didn't trust the Loas and the people that claim to be children of the Loa. You got all these reasons why you didn't do what you were supposed to do. But I want y'all to listen to this. So he hid it in the earth, of all places, to hide God's money. Back to the resources. Lo, there has thine, and there thou hast that is thine. In other words, you gave me back what I gave. I stayed away all this long time, gave you all this time to get what you needed, and you gonna regurgitate in me the very thing I told you. Y'all have, like, people, you ask them a question and they'll repeat what you just said. They never expound on it. They never utilize their level of comprehension or critical thinking to amass to a different level of understanding or clarity. You give me back what I gave to you. That's what you did. So you wasted all of it. Remember, Father Time, Saturn, they got a problem with that. What's up, that Linda Green? My Scorpio from Georgia. And then, now this is what I want y'all to listen to when it comes down to Saturn, especially if you got these placements in your chart. This is Saturn's response to this man after telling him this tomfoolery. Especially all of you that want to increase in finances and you want to be trusted with the resources from this particular entity or energy. It said, his Lord answered and said unto him, thou wicked and slothful, which means lazy, servant, thou knewest that I reap where I have sown not, and gather where I have not sown. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchanger or the investors, and then at my coming I should have had to receive my own with usury. Listen to this. Take therefore the talent from him and give it unto him that have 10 talents. Now the one that doubled his money, he took the 1 talent, he gave it to the one that turned his 5 into 10. When you can find a man or a woman can make $1 out of 50 cents, hold on to him. I'm just saying. I ain't trying to tell you what to do. But they understand the power of resource. They understand how to increase with opposition. Keith said, my moon is Capricorn. This gonna help you. I'm trying to tell you, this stuff, you can't just be out here conjuring. You can't just be out here throwing out words out your mouth and don't understand the energy by which you manifesting in. On today is Saturday, as above, so below. This is important. When I'm doing work on Saturday, I got to respect that energy. If you're doing conjure, I'm going to explain this to you. Listen to him. He said, take, therefore, y'all know that Saturn is the same way the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. That's Saturn, baby. There go my eldest. It says, take therefore the talent from him and give it unto him that have 10 talents. For unto every one that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that thou have not shall be taken, even that which he hath. Now let me explain something to you. It said, and cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. Remember, Saturn rules the darkness. Y'all talking about the lake of fire. You're really talking about Saturn. That's Satan. He said, out of darkness there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And when the Son of Man shall come into his glory and all his holy angels, and with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of glory. Now, I need y'all. I got a lot of Capricorn placements to be saved by Jupiter being in my life. Yes, sir. Chief ruler. Okay, now, let me explain this to y'all so I don't forget. When we're doing magic and we're doing spirituality and we're trying to build certain things, Understanding where we are, what atmosphere we are doing our conjuring in, what we are, what type of imaginations that we should have. Understanding that also a part of Saturn is ancestors. When you're doing money magic, this is why we give. I want you to understand why we give incense, libations, water, liquor, offerings, making animal sacrifices, because understanding that the stronger your ancestors are, the more they can help you gain resources, the more they can help you get to the next level of status through Capricorn, through that chart. Okay? Now, verse 26 talks about wicked and slothful servant. If you are doing money magic and you are lazy, or you trying to get somebody else to do your work, it's not going to work. Doing money magic is your work. It is your manifest, and it's looking at what God or Spirit has given you and for you to bring increase. I hope this is being clear. So when you use my incense, whether it is healing incense, better business, high John, oil of gladness, triple threat, peace incense, love, road opening, mental clarity, blockbuster, money, guardian angel, ancestor, reversal, protection, stop gossip, court case, you still got to understand. Saturn say, okay, I see what you're bringing, but at the end of the day, I still want to see increase. Lydia Ashun said, what you mean? Oh, thank you so much. May Oshun bless you always. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me explain something, y'all. Energetically, we call, in these traditions, we call these energies a many things. This is why even in Orisha faith, it's Ochosen. That's the energy that is still Saturn. And when you understand certain spirits, you certain energies or frequencies or vibration, you start benefiting greatly from the understanding. And then you start realizing, now I'm not going to try to cheat. I'm not going to try to go and find an easier way to get prosperity. The scripture says it like this. If you have little and you don't do what you need to do with that little, it's still going to be taken from you. And he that have much, that increases in much, more going to be given to him. So all this talking about what's unfair, no, you're being unfair to yourself. Because you think because you have little that's going to excuse you in some way of not increasing. Huh? I told people, I used the methodology of trying to get to $1. There are certain people born on planet Earth, they born with a quarter. All they need is 3 other quarters to get to $1. There's other people, they're born with a dime. All they need is 9 more other dimes to get to $1. The quarters need 3, the dimes need 9. Then you got some people, they came down on this earth plane, they got their nickel. They need 19 other nickels to get to $1. And then you got people that came down here with a penny. It still does not eliminate you from coming with that. Now you need 99 other pennies. For whatever reason, your soul decided that you could work with that. It still doesn't negate you from doing responsibility because you feel like somebody else has a better advantage. At the end of the day, he still said, you were faithful over a few things. You that had 5, you had few. You that had 2, had few. You that had 1, had few. I want to see what you are going to do with it. And some of you are choosing because of how you think of yourself as small. You think of your gift as small. You think of your purpose as small. Then you just bury your gift. You just bury your talent. You bury your abilities trying to be safe. And saying, well, they must, because God gave me so little, he must have didn't expect great things out of me. If he made this statement in the scripture, if you harm my least one, because 1 minute you cool with being little when it comes to that scripture. Oh, I might not be God's chosen, but I'm his least one. Because he said if I was his least one, you might as well tie a millstone around your neck, which is limestone, and cast yourself into the sea. So if he's requiring out of the ant, out of the caterpillar, out of the maggot, he's requiring. He's requiring out of the caterpillar. He's requiring out of all the creeping things on the earth. Why wouldn't he require out of something that was made in his image? And I want us to grow up. I told you my lies are not for the children. The capability. Yes, you're going to be challenged. Listen, out of everything that some people think I have, I'm constantly being challenged. There are certain challenges, it make me feel like I don't really have nothing. Even though I know I have what I got. But the way the challenges come on. Let me tell you something. If you bench press 500 pounds, and that is your limit, and this other one, the other one bench press 200 pounds, and that's his limit. They can't go no further. If you put one more pound on that 500 and one more pound on that 200, they both gonna break. So running around here talking about this person got this and I ain't no seer like him and I ain't no seer like her and I can't call the baby, your God gave you something. And it's about you being faithful over what you got. What's on your plate, what's on your agenda is for you to be faithful. You looking at what I got, trying to tell God about why you shouldn't do what you need to do because of what I got on my plate. It's not, when you're dealing with Saturn energy, it don't fly. This is why Capricorn is so serious. That energy, that time of season is getting things in order. Climbing, being resourceful, being mindful, cutting out playtime, putting away childish toys. This is when you're trying to practice magic and money magic on Saturday. You got to understand what type of energy or frequency or vibration you're dealing with. It is achievable, but excuses are not going to be had. They're not going to listen. Then I got down here, the numbers of Saturn is 5, 6, and 8. Think about Ochosi. 6. Okay? The angel that ruled this day is called Cassiel. Cassiel is the guardian of Capricorn or Saturday. It's the angel of Saturday. In voodoo, we call it Baron Samzi. Every tradition has an energy, a frequency, or deity, or god or goddess that operate on this day, and it is universal in that energy. Jesus said it would had it without measure, and the universe, and I am going to make this brother sweat blood. That's right, I'm humble. Yes, sir. They had him around here sweating blood. That is an excellent point. He's talking about the point when Jesus was in Gethsemane, and he was that the weight of the responsibility of that process had him with sweat as drops of blood. Everybody got a breaking point. All this out here talking about because you got 37 pots and baby, you can have 400 candles lit. When universe get through putting that pressure on you, you be calling out here, uncle, Lord have mercy. Let this cup pass from me. I'm just being straight up with y'all. Saturn ain't nothing to play with. That's why they utilize him as the devil. That's the binding. When you have a binding contract, a binding agreement, when you have your word is your bond, all that Saturn energy. So the reason why I want to bring up that, it also affects your ancestors. Now, patchouli is great. Skull cap is another energy that I utilize. I ain't gonna tell you a lot of this stuff, but when you're working with that energy and that frequency, you got to understand, every form of resource has purpose. Saturn does not give you anything without purpose. And if you ask Saturn for help in something, Saturn is not going to do the work for you. Saturn is going to create the situation where you can get it done. A lot of you guys think praying alleviates you from doing what you need to do. Huh? You got to get out there and make it happen. As I said, you can't respect the sweat of my brow. I can't deal with you because the lack of respect in my hard work, because Saturn sits in, and Capricorn sits in my North Star, I can't take it. It also sits in my spiritual house, which is Sagittarius, I do not play about my spirituality. I get real serious. And I get really ruthless when it comes to my spirituality. But that's where that energy is coming from. And if you look at your chart, if you have your chart, you will notice wherever Saturn sits in there, you get real serious. And you cold and crude and shrewd. Because it's about I use. It's about I understand purpose of resources. Okay? Now, let me make sure I ain't forgetting anything. We talked about that. Okay. If you want to work, especially using a brown paper bag, and you want to work money magic, you can write down on a brown paper bag with a number 2 pencil, which is lead. I'm going to say it again to all y'all slow. Not a marker, not a pen, with a number 2 pencil on a brown piece of bag representing Earth, representing Saturn, working together. Okay? Both of these energies to draw in. Now, remember what I said. If you ask Saturn for some resources out of Saturn, Saturn has a requirement. Some of y'all want everything from ancestor. This is why a lot of you keep talking about you should be doing this for free. You gonna get your ass whooped fooling with Saturn, talking about using that word F-R-E-E. Saturn don't play that. Saturn makes you responsible. Earth signs, if you look at earth sign people, they are always about certain levels of accountability until it comes to them. But mostly with other people, you mess with an earth sign, especially a Capricorn, especially an Aquarius, if you take something from them or you borrow from them, the energy that will come off of their soul at you, if somebody mess with you in an area where those energies are in your life, it get real really fast. Just being honest. It's a very serious energy. It is a powerful energy. In my opinion, it is grossly underestimated, even by Capricorns, even by Aquarius people. And they look at the aspect that they're constantly in being challenged. But they don't realize how strong they have become because of the challenge. They don't realize how smart they have become, how wise. Saturn is going to give you what you ask for. But when Saturn bless you with your diamond, it's going to be covered with coal. Saturn is not going to bless you with your diamond on a ring that's polished and gloss in your favorite color. That's all Jupiter stuff. Saturn is going to give you the raw dog. That's just how it is. And if you're in your Saturn term, which is your 30s, from 29.5, if you 29 years old, 0.5, because it start coming in just halfway through the year before you turn 30. So if you 29.5 all the way to 39.5, you in Saturn return. And the more you do before that even comes, the better off your life is going to be and the more reward. So if you do right by your soul, you can have the most greatest time in your 30s. But most of us, me included, we wasn't doing what we were supposed to do, or we were kicking against the prick. And we wore a lot of ass whoopings in our 30s. We got a lot of challenges in our 30s. Grandma going to make you work for it. Yes, sir. My mama ain't play it. That earth sign, my mama ain't believe that. My son came to me, he said, Daddy, he said, why is she making me work for stuff that you bought me? I'm your child. Why I got to work? See, he said, next time you come, don't give grandma what. Just hide it. He didn't want her to see nothing I was buying. Because my mom said, oh, 2 pair of shoes? Okay, we're gonna do some lawn, we're gonna do some moving stuff. My earth sign, you gonna value those resources. She'll tell me all the time, you give them kids too much, you don't make them people cheer. She ain't believing that. A earth sign, whether it's a Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Virgo, baby, don't listen. My point is, I want you to understand the energy when it comes to money magic. When you're sowing, when you're investing, remember, putting stuff in the earth, you got to respect the process. Earth is not going to just spring that stuff out of nowhere. Earth element is going to birth it. It is going to nurture it, and then you're going to start seeing the process, and eventually you're going to be able to get a harvest. What happens to a lot of people, because some of y'all in a rush, and remember, Saturn ain't in a rush. You mess with a Capricorn, a Taurus, or Virgo, you can't rush them. You're not going to rush them. You're not going to rush the process. And if you pick the fruit from the tree before it is ripe, that's still on you. You still got to wait another harvest in order to get fruit again. Because if you want to pick your fruit off your tree before it's due season, sir and ma'am, Capricorn don't care. You're going to pay for it. Pick your fruit. Pick your harvest out of season and see what Capricorn do for you. See what Capricorn do for you. See what Virgo do for you. See what Saturn do. Saturn do not play. It is about timing. It's about due season. That's why Saturn rules over timing. Time management. All of y'all that want to practice magic and you're not good at time management, you're going to struggle, baby. You're going to struggle. So I hope y'all know where we headed with my crowning and all of this stuff. We're going to be doing some serious magic. Don't play with them Virgos. I was raised by both Virgos. What? Grandma. Okay. So you already, Madam May, you already know I'm not lying, right? Okay. You already know I ain't lying. And they don't care what your sign is or your name. You will be perfected, or you will die trying. Father is a Capricorn, nothing but facts. My post Scorpio from Louisville, Kentucky. She had a father for a Capricorn, and let me tell you something too. Even if the opposite of those zodiac signs, so the opposite of Capricorn is Cancer, it go for them. The opposite of Virgo is Pisces. It go for them. The opposite of Scorpio is Leo, if I'm not mistaken. And the opposite of, I said a Taurus? What is the opposite of Taurus? I think Scorpio. It's Scorpio or Scorpio. I figured out. But the opposite, if you're the opposite of that energetic field, it's real. They said what they said. I'm trying to tell you. All right, Natasha, my Aquarius. And I hope that many of you guys that understand your process and why you are the way that you are. And when it comes down to manifesting money or resources, why there's so much emphasis on it, especially on Saturday. And let me tell you something. The reward can be very great. And it's gonna be near impossible to make one of those people. If you go through what Saturn wants you to go through, basically you're gonna be like the scripture said, the righteous shall not be moved. You're not gonna be moved. Taurus is opposite of Scorpio. Thank you, baby. Thank you. It's just real talk. If you're the opposite of those of the Capricorn, the Taurus, and the Virgo, this applies to you too. And if those placements are in your chart as well, it still applies. This affects you. That's why I said all this talking about, oh, I'm in E5, Voodoo, Santa Rita. All that is good. But that red light told the Ferrari to stop. It told the Ford to stop. It told the bicycle to stop. It goes for all of us. I don't care how you're traveling in this spiritual journey. It goes for you too. Just trying to help you. Natasha, let me know you're listening, sweetie. I'm going to do Natasha first, and then I'm going to do Elena, Gemini second, and then I'm going to do Keish, Scorpio third. This stuff right here, when I be working with certain things, and then people be trying to, like, if I'm working with these spirits out of on Saturday, and you trying to rush them or you trying to make them do something, you just gonna make it hard for yourself. Respect and know the energy by which you operate with, and know where that energy come from. Soon as you mess up, you know the same thing. Change getting harder and harder for you to get there. That's Saturn. But it's actually there to perfect you and to make sure that you mature into whatever spirit have for you. My mom said you want the money off. What's that? My mom said you want the money off your ass and on your feet. Get to work. That's right. I like your mama. Yes, sir. They don't want all that. Got your hand handed out. Oh Lord, not them signs. Don't mean that they ain't gonna be good to you. They just gonna be good to you in a different way. They not Jupiter. They ain't Saturn. I mean, they not Sagittarius. That's a whole different ball game. That's a different kind of money magic. Hear these words which I speak as I call to thee that which is in the dark, bringing to light of my eyes concerning Natasha, the Aquarius. Natasha, the Aquarius. That which is in the dark, bringing to light of my eyes concerning Natasha, the Aquarius. What is it that this Aquarius needs to focus on? What is it that this Aquarius needs to focus on? Ooh, Tasha, all over me. I got it. Thank you. What is it that this Aquarius needs to focus on? Woo. What's up there, Miranda from Hawaii, baby? How you doing? Good to see you on Saturday. I just don't want you guys to think that, because Saturn gets such a bad rap because people do not understand that energy and they don't respect it, and they think they can do what they want with that energy, and it's that Saturn is not having it. Saturn would put that sickle. That's why Saturn also ruled death. Saturn put it to your act. Saturn you gonna do right in this life or the one to come. But Saturn don't play. All right, Natasha, your shadow comes up. Look at that. Revealing the dark side of Aquarius. I'm loving this. Aquarius, the water bearer, pouring out information, knowledge, the flow of emotion. I like that. That's the extraterrestrial energy. That's another thing people don't get about Aquarius. That's extraterrestrial energy in that soul. Yud Chet Va. Life shines. I recognize the negative forces still active within me. My reactive impulses are no longer a mystery. The power of this name, they become history. This card right here, Natasha, has a lot to do with recognizing things about yourself that you see as a negative, but realizing they're there for a reason. Yes, with Aquarius people, they're so... See, Aquarius, when they only deal with Saturn energy and they forget about Uranus. And this is, if Saturn people don't deal with their phobias, things that make them uncomfortable, if they don't confront ideas, they can get in a lot of trouble. And then that spirit that's over their life is not going to let them get out of it until they resolve. This card right here is saying focusing on understanding your negative is actually going to cause you to have a better life. This card right here talks about things are being revealed about yourself that you should not see as evil, but you should understand its energy as a negative. Okay? Remember I told you, every time you think about the word negative, think about a battery. You need both. It says in your middle card, Aquarius, it says no agenda is your middle card. It says none are left. It says my motivation of self-interest, ulterior motive, hidden agendas give way to pure acts of friendship, unconditional love, and giving. This card right here is talking about what's presently going on right now. The more self is not in the way, the ego aspect of Aquarius, is going to give way to, it says pure acts of friendship. This means you're going to have real friends, not people that you label as friends that really associates, because they have something that you may be able to relate to. This says pure acts of friendship, unconditional love. This people accepting you in your energy for who you are. And it says about your giving, which is going to be a mutual thing in these relationships. Okay? And then your outcome card has to do with finish what you start, Aquarius. It said, it said, Lamed Kaf Bet. It said, I am endowed with the power to conclude everything I begin, especially tasks and goals of a spiritual nature. This is going to be a very spiritual, out of body. You're going to experience more out of body this year than you have ever in your life because of the advancement and because of your understanding of your energy more. This card talks about anything that you start of a spiritual nature this year, you're going to finish that particular task. Yep, a new side of me is coming out and I'm loving it. A darker side, but there's so much beauty in it all. Yes, it's up in your card. It's definitely up in your card. And this is why I want y'all to understand. The reason why I'm taking out my time to actually break this stuff down, so you stop through Christianity looking at everything as evil or no, it's a part of the universal cycle, the yin and the yang. It's a must. It's called duality. What's up, Roy Artiste? And then we got Elena, Gemini. Hear these words, which is the opposite of Sagittarius. Elena don't be with that stuff. She said that don't apply to me. Hear these words which I speak as I call to thee that which is in the dark, bring it to the light of my eyes concerning Elena the Gemini. What's going on in that household? All this good energy chiming through. I thank you. That which is in the dark, bring it to the light of my eyes concerning this Gemini. What is it that this Gemini needs to focus on? What is it that this Gemini, Elena, needs to focus on? All right, here we go. Elena. Gemini, ruled by Mercury. It said in your shadow card comes up, thoughts into action. Focusing on putting things into action. Coming out of the head realm and actually applying what and following suit behind your thoughts and your ideas. It says Mem Bet Hey. It says I now reunite the upper and the lower worlds through the power of this name. By bringing these two realms together, I find courage and commitment. Whatever's going on, Gemini, they want you to focus on it right now of bringing courage and commitment. You are not going to be successful in something unless you are actually committed to it. Being able to have knowledge of that situation or that thing is not enough for you. You're going to have the actual commitment saying, you know what, I want to see this through. Other than that, you're going to be wasting time. It says to accomplish my goals and achieve my dreams. It says my thoughts become actualized and my best ideas are transformed into action, then into concrete results. So this is the process of Gemini saying they want you to focus on not just sitting meditating on things. Okay, what is it that needs to be done and what is in my capability of doing right now? You also need to focus on your short-term goals, Elena, because this is where you're going to start putting some rubber to the road. It says in your middle card, removing hatred, ill feelings. It says resh, yud. It said I need to be painfully honest. I acknowledge that every person or group of people that stir up feelings of anger, envy, malice, total disgust, or any combination thereof. Do not be moved about. What's up there, Alafia? Jelly Sweet. Elena, do not allow other people, and this is easier said than done because of Gemini. You cannot allow other people to disturb your mental state or your mental peace, because this is where you need to be going in order to manifest, okay? It also says, with the light of this name, I have the power to drop poisonous negative feelings that exist inside of me. You have to make sure that you're cleansing yourself and making sure. Yes, I'm doing readings, love. Yes, I am. All you got to do is $20. Now, it also says, and Elena, I would, with these cards, I would do Psalm 25. Your outcome card is state, dream state. It said, Lamed, hey. It said, with this name, I will dream truthfully. My soul will ascend to safe and loving places during the night. Those that do not know, Mercury is the messenger. A lot of your messages will come through your dreams. It said, I will awaken each morning, recharged, reinvigorated, renewed in body and spirit and wiser. I want to say this. Even though her mom is an Aquarius, which is an air sign, this particular young lady's ideas, resolutions are going to come through messages through her dreams, and she has to be open. So having a journal, some type of book beside her, utilizing water, utilizing camphor, to keep things clear. Because if you get clouded, the messages are going to get clouded. If you are double-minded, your message is going to be double-minded. So you have to stay stable and clean in order to get the messages that are actually going to guide your life. And basically, you're going to be like, you know what? That's what that means. Oh, that's what was coming to me. These thoughts were coming to me. We're going to say out of the blue, but they don't come out of the blue, sweetie. They come out of the heavens. And these are the messages not only for yourself, but for the people that's around you. A lot of times you have the answers for things for other people when you don't have the answers for yourself, because you have more confidence in what you got to say to others than what you have to say to yourself. And that got to change this year. Keish, where's my baby Scorpio? Be doing some magic. See that people be jumping up and they be doing stuff and they ain't be listening and stuff? That's why they be messing up. I have to go finish up my other process, but I will, not only, yeah, you come to me too, but I am going to be doing traveling and stuff like that. I really am. I got to get a lot of stuff in order. Saturn ain't for let me just go out there free willy-nilly. But I do have big plans of traveling. I really do. All right, there go my baby Scorpio. Hear these words which I speak as I call to thee that which is in the dark, bring into the light of my eyes concerning Keish the Scorpio. Keish the Scorpio. That which is in the dark, bring into the light of my eyes concerning Keish. That which is in the dark, bring into the light of my eyes concerning Keish the Scorpio. What is should be the focus of this Scorpio? What should this Scorpio be focused on? What is it this Scorpio needs to be focused on? One more time. All right, here we go. Scorpio coming up. All right, shadow comes up. Self-esteem. My baby Scorpio, this comes up. Self-esteem. It says, hey, hey, hey. It's the Hebrew letters in order. It said, with divine energy in this sequence of letters, I connect to the power of the ancient high priest of the temple to heal all areas of my life. This card right here is all about being made whole for Scorpio. And let me tell you something, Scorpio. This card right here also talks about how deep you're going to be able to minister to, I'm using the word minister, prophesy, foretell, have a knowing. Is going to be because of this card right here. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all trusting me to do this stuff online. Elena. Also, this card says to heal all areas of my life, including health, problems, financial difficulty, and relationship. But I want to bring this to the attention of my baby Scorpio. In order to help people spiritually, you have to go through the metamorphic change in Scorpio. You got to go through the caterpillar stage, live in certain parts of your life as a caterpillar, metamorphing, going into that cocoon, and then being transformed on the inside, and then coming out, reliving the rest of your life as a butterfly. So there's going to be phases to your spirituality, and these are the things, the depth experiences that you are embarking in, these are the things that are going to help you be able to accurately help and assess people's situations and circumstance and give them some solid counsel. Okay, this has a lot to do with that. Then your middle card has to do with your passion. This is so important, as the Bible says, affection, fervent prayer. If you do not realize it, did realize it before, you should realize it now. Why you are passionate about certain things that you do not describe as anger. Your passion is your fuel. It says a yin mem mem. It said this name strokes the fire of passions in my heart and soul. These letters give me the power to maintain serenity, devotion, and correct consciousness in my prayers, meditation, and spiritual connection. This is powerful Aj energy for this Scorpio. All you got to do is stay focused, stop second guessing yourself. This has a lot to do with you understanding why you got to go through the process, and don't make it about you. Remember, things are bigger than you, so you'll be able to help people, because that's really what you want to do when it's all said and done. In order to help people, you got to go through your own processes. And then your outcome card is sexual energy. It says Kaf Va Kuf. It said, with this letter I purify my desires so that I share love and energy with my partner, putting his or her needs ahead of my own. This is in your future. It talks about ignite sexual energy, which it has to do with role opening, so that my passion, showing up again, helps me elevate all existence. When people see sexual energy, they don't understand. People that have this energy, especially Scorpio, naturally thoroughbreds with sexual energy. This is when you feel sexy and confident. This is what they call role opening, opportunities. When we do role opening, it's about opportunities and making things better for a particular person, place, or thing, inclusive of self. This is why this is important. It says you're going to be able to elevate all existence based off of your passions. It said, I replenish or restore the light that was lost due to any prior selfish sexual activity. People that you bonded with, connected to, that served you, did not benefit from you. You're going to be, that energy that you lost, that you feel like you wasted your time, that energy is going to be restored back to you as well. If I was you, I would read Psalm 100. Minister Mario, did you get Love's Taurus, ruled by Venus. All right. Minister Mario, did you get it? Okay. You welcome, Keish. Y'all know I love y'all, but I tell you the truth because I want y'all to be great at what God called y'all to do, or Goddess. Hear these words which I speak as I call to thee that which in the dark, bring it to light of my eyes concerning love the Taurus. Love the Taurus. Love the Taurus. That which is in the dark, bring it to the light of my eyes concerning this Taurus. What is it that this Taurus needs to focus on? What is it that this Taurus needs to focus on? All right. Let's see. My Taurus ruled by Venus, magnetism. Let's see what's going on with love. Okay. Eliminating negative thoughts comes up in shadow for Taurus. A yin lamed mem. Now, this is why this is important for Taurus. Now, I'm going to read what it says. I am now switching off the destructive thoughts that emanate from my ego. In the space that I have opened, a gentle radiance of spiritual light appears. This is Psalm 27, but let me explain this to you, why this is coming up in your shadow. When it comes down to this earth energy, especially in Taurus, for this particular vessel right here, the reason why the negative thoughts are coming, because earth energy in any sign, especially Taurus, they don't trust other people with their well-being. they trust themselves. And when things have to come to pass for you by other people, you're negative and you perceive like, well, how can I trust? There are certain things they want you to realize that has to come to you, Taurus, through the means of other people. And that earth signs have issues with trust no matter how much you come across as being honest and real. That's just something that that's basically the thorn in the flesh for earth signs. But this card right here talks about light shining. Things are getting better through this. If you do not allow your ego and what you feel like you know or feel is best for you, allow other things to happen for you. And they want you to switch that negative, those thoughts off, so it doesn't get the best of you. Then your middle card talks about finish what you started. Taurus, it says Lamed Kaf Bet. It says, I am endowed with the power to conclude everything I begin, especially tasks and goals of a spiritual nature. This is a conjure card coming up for Taurus. That means things that you have sowed, things that you have put in into the cycle to manifest. These things are talking about it will be concluded, it will be accomplished. And it says that whatever you sow with the idea of making things better for your life, it's going to come to pass, because this card right here says the things that you did of a spiritual nature, it will be finished. You will be able to finish what you started. This is what's going on presently. And then your outcome card says reveal the concealed. I'm not telling you nothing you don't really know, that everybody does not want to see you on top, and certain things are going to be revealed. And that's as far as in the open I'm going to get with that. Mem Yud Kaf. It said, I gather the ability to bring forth the powers of operation to see the truth. This Taurus is going to see very, very clearly of what and who guided for them in support and action. And it says, and the courage to handle it. That means that you're going to be able to, you're not going to get off the yellow brick road, so to speak, because of who doesn't really support or is there to help you accomplish certain things. It's going to get done anyway. I just want you to remember that. It's going to get done anyway. And sometimes people have to peel off in order for you to get certain places in your life anyway. But the ones that are going to be there, they're going to be there and they're going to support. Okay? I heard sexual energy and got scared thinking. Girl, cut that foolishness out. Ain't nothing. Keisha's a very, very pretty girl, and she be tripping. You gonna be well, we already know we grown on this line, so we on the way we getting babies. You're not gonna be the immaculate conception of Mary. So the only way you gonna get some of that, them babies, you gotta be doing things to get babies, okay? Or not protecting yourself. Alright? Scorpio are natural fertile. Has to do with that sexual energy. Road opening. That's the way I look at it. Is that everybody? That's everything, Mr. Mario? Very accurate. Thank you. You're quite welcome, sweet. I really appreciate how y'all trust me to do these readings in the open like this. I need more acres. That Scorpio said she gonna have her life. She wanna enjoy some things, on some babies. That's what I did. Well, I'll take that back. My family afforded me to enjoy my life, cause I was definitely out there doing stuff to make babies. All clear. Okay. Much love. I love this teaching today, Apostle Ely. Mama Susan said it makes sense. It makes you look at what it is. That is Saturn energy. And once again, we love our Capricorns, and we love our Aquarius, and we love Saturn. And we're gonna stop demonizing Saturn energy, it is there to help us perfect our abilities, okay? Yes, it is a mother sucker, but it is there for a reason. All right? God bless you.